In the summer of 1959, at Ypsilanti State Hospital in Michigan, a social psychologist named Milton Rokeach began one of the most unusual experiments in the history of psychiatry. Rokeach had located 3 long-term patients, each diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Each of them independently believed he was Jesus Christ. The oldest was Clyde Benson, a 70-year-old former farmer who had been hospitalized for 17 years. Joseph Castle was 58. A bald intellectual who had spent 20 years in the system and insisted he had invented the world. The youngest was Leon Gabor, nearly 40, who introduced himself with the long Latin title Doctor Domino Dominorum et Rex Rexarum, Simplis Christianus Pueris Mentalis Doctor, and declared himself the reincarnation of Jesus of Nazareth. On the 1st of July, 1959, the 3 men were brought together for the first time in a small room off Ward D23. Rokeach recorded their opening statements. Joseph said, "I am God." Clyde said, "I made God 5 and Jesus 6. Leon insisted he alone was the true Christ. Rokeach hoped the direct confrontation of 3 men claiming the same identity would force them to abandon their delusions. It did not. Daily meetings followed. The men argued for hours. They debated scripture and identity. At times, they came to blows. 3 weeks in, Leon and Clyde nearly fought over whether Adam had been a colored man. Each man protected his own belief by explaining the others away. One claimed the others were dead men operated by machines. Another said they were simply insane patients. A third called them hollow shells. Rokeach went further. He invented letters from imaginary figures inside their delusions. Leon received tender notes from a character he called Madam Yeti Woman. Joseph received letters supposedly from the hospital superintendent. For short periods, the letters seemed to influence them. Then the men grew more suspicious and more firmly fixed in their identities. The experiment continued for 26 months until the 15th of August, 1961. None of the 3 men ever abandoned the belief that he was Christ. They only built more elaborate systems to protect that belief. Years later, Rokeach himself admitted the experiment had failed to cure the 3 patients. He wrote that it had instead cured him of his own godlike delusion, that he could remake another man's mind by force of confrontation and clever manipulation. The 3 men remained institutionalized for the rest of their lives. Their identities never broke. The mind, when confronted with its own reflection, does not shatter. It builds a thicker wall.